Another limit question. This one's number 5. I'm looking for the limit as x approaches 2 from the right side of that function right there. That's a rational function. So what I'm going to do is build up some pieces that I know about the rational function and use that to figure out my answer. I pretty clearly can't plug in 2 because I would get a 0 in the denominator right there. So I have to use other techniques. So I know that this guy has a horizontal asymptote at 1. I also know that it has a vertical asymptote at x, and I get the 1 because the coefficients here and here are just 1, divide 1 by 1. Just like some of the other ones we talked about in class. The other one is the vertical asymptote. So this is y equal to 1, is x equal to 2 because that is where the where I get a 0 on the bottom. So I do know off the bat that it's either positive infinity or it's negative infinity because it's got to go up or down. That's what an asymptote is. So if you're like on a multiple choice question on an AP test, just guess one of those if you're running out of time and you see a question like this. Anyway, what I'm going to do is go like this. I'm going to sketch some of my pieces in. So I know that that's going to be my vertical asymptote. That's going to be my horizontal asymptote. So this is at 1. This is at 2. From here, I also know, and you got to be able to pick this out of this thing, I also know that x equals 5 is going to make that fraction 0 in the top, which makes the function 0. So I can go out, if this is x equal to 2, then I can go out a little bit further and take x equal to 5. That tells me that this guy goes through that point. Now, there's kind of a couple ways that it could go. It could go, I'll do it in colors. It could be blue, where it hits and then goes up like that. That's kind of unlikely. Or it could be pink, where it goes through like this. So what I needed to do is test a value in between 2 and 5 to see if it's positive or negative. If it's negative, then I know that it goes down. If it's positive, then I know it goes up there. So I'm going to plug in to this guy. I'm going to plug in 3 because it's between 2 and 5. So I do 3 minus 5 over 3 minus 2, which is negative 2 over 1, which is negative 2, which is negative. So therefore I know that it has to go through there. I could call this negative 2 and that 3. And from there, like, I'm done. I know that it goes down. So I know that the limit as it approaches 2 from the right side is negative infinity.